What's up guys, welcome to the video. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today I am here with the 2025 Toyota Crown Nightshade. And let me tell you, what you get here for the money, quite impressive. I think this might just be a Lexus in disguise. But before we get into it, big thank you to Toyota for sending me this Crown for this review. So as always, we're gonna start this review underneath the hood. What we have here is a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder paired with 3 different electric motors. Puts out a combined 236 horsepower, 163 pound-feet of torque, and that is paired with an eCVT. 0 to 60 takes right around 7 seconds. This also has all-wheel drive. Fuel economy ratings are combined 41 miles per gallon, that's 42 in the city, 41 on the highway, and the capacity of the fuel tank is 14.5 gallons. So what is the Toyota Crown? The Toyota Crown is the full-size sedan in the Toyota lineup. It replaces the Toyota Avalon that was discontinued after the 2022 model year. The only difference is that it kind of takes on a new form factor. It's a sedan, but it's kind of lifted, it's taller, it looks almost kind of SUV crossover-ish, but it is still a sedan. It has a traditional trunk, but it's still like a very unique looking form factor. The Avalon was a very premium sedan, but the Crown is no different. It's very Lexus-like. So let's start here on the front end. Since this is a hybrid, there's not going to be quite as much venting as there would be on a traditional vehicle. So we have an opening here at the top and a small one here at the bottom, but this part here in the middle, this smoked gunmetal portion here with the diamond crisscross patterns, that part is completely solid. There's a two-tone colorway going on here, so you have the regular paint on the bumper, but this whole inside part here, this is gloss black, and then you have the gray insert here in the middle. Also get just a little bit of flat silver. I like the flat silver, it looks better than the shiny chrome. It's a very aggressive looking front end. While it is supposed to be premium and upscale, it's got some personality to it, which I like. I also like how they blacked out the edges of the headlight housing. It's even got branding stamped into it like you see on a lot of luxury cars. Let's take a look here at the headlights. This has the quad beam LED headlights. There's 4 projector beam elements. Running along the top is your daytime running light that also doubles as your turn signal. The 3 outer beams are your low beam, and your high beam is that one on the inside. Also, this is a very unique color. This color is called Storm Cloud. It's exclusive to the Nightshade. Best way to describe this color is if you took navy blue paint and mixed in light gray with it. It's certainly different, but I do like it. We have blacked out power folding mirrors with the LED turn signal indicators. Now the top is gloss black. The whole bottom part here is flat black though. I do wish it was all gloss. We do have gloss black on the door handles, on the B-pillar here. On the window trim, we have smoked chrome instead of just regular shiny chrome. I think it fits the theme of the car real nicely. Going along the bottom and around the wheel arches is flat black. With this being a premium sedan, I think that would have looked a lot better if it was gloss black. I think that's like the one thing on this exterior that makes it look just a little bit cheap. I think this would really look like an expensive sedan if it was gloss black. And like I said before, these aren't like your typical sedan proportions. You can see the lid of the trunk, it comes up very high in the back. But this isn't one of the same boring sedans that you keep seeing over and over again. Taking a look here at the wheel and tire setup, this is a matte black 21-inch wheel exclusive to the Nightshade. I think it's the best looking wheel on the Toyota Crown between all the trim levels. They even blacked out the lug nuts. This is riding on Michelin Primacy Tour all-season tires. The size is 255/45. While I like the overall design of the Toyota Crown, I'm a little bit torn on the rear design. I think it's because they made this light bar so thin when the back is like so big. I feel like they could have made the lights a little bit bigger. We have Crown spelled out in really boxy lettering across the back. This is a hybrid electric vehicle with all-wheel drive. We have LED tail lights, LED brake lights, and then LED reverse lights down here at the bottom. The bumper is mostly painted. We have a little bit of flat black down at the bottom. Again, I think that'd look better if it was gloss black. And just like up front, we have that flat silver trim going along the bottom. I think that looks good.
So you can definitely fit at least 2 bodies in the back, possibly 3 if you remove the legs. You guys better annihilate that like button, the shit I do for you people.
All right, let's be real. Sedans aren't known for having a large amount of cargo space, but this one has 15.2 cubic feet of storage, which is pretty good. It's gonna be bigger than most sedans that you'll see. 60-40 split in the rear, And the one good thing about this one is that this one has a spare tire with a jack set. Sometimes you don't find spare tires in hybrids because of, you know, the battery and stuff underneath. So good storage for a sedan and a spare tire. What more can you ask for? I guess you could ask for a power trunk door, but I think that's pushing it. And a quick shout out to this video sponsor, FitCam X. FitCam X is a custom hardwired 4K dash cam that is made for your specific car's interior with no exposed wires showing. And it connects to your phone via the FitCam X app. And they're offering all my viewers 10% off everything on their site using promo code OPTICAL. Link in the description. So now we are inside the 2025 Toyota Crown Nightshade, and like I was saying earlier, this car is very, very, very Lexus-like, especially on the interior. So let's go ahead and take a look around. Let's go over material quality first. So starting up here on the dash, this is very soft. It's got a lot of give to it. We got leatherette down on this lower part that kind of comes down into the side of the console here. Continues all the way down here, so you have a soft place to rest your knee while you're driving. For the Toyota Crown, they chose bronze as an interior theme, so we have this bronze colored trim on the dash going around the air vent there. Some more of it on the door panel there, the door handle as well. It's on the transmission selector, and there's a bit of it on the steering wheel as well. Over here on the door panel, a little bit of soft touch up here at the top. This whole panel here is either leather or leatherette. Same with the armrest down here, nice and soft on the armrest. And then over here where all the window switches are and stuff, this is a like smoked gray color. This isn't gloss black, so I'm noticing it's hiding fingerprints and scratches a little bit better than gloss black, so that's a good thing. We have automatic up down for all 4 windows. Also get 2 memory settings for the driver's seat. Here in the Crown Nightshade, we have full leather seating. Front seats are both heated and ventilated. That same color scheme continues here on the seats with this contrast piping going along the seat. It's up on the headrest too. You can see the seating surface is fully perforated, fully power adjustable with lumbar. Also, it's a very comfortable seat and it feels like it's straight out of a Lexus. Here we have the steering wheel, leather wrapped, nice contrast stitching along the inside. Again, more of that trim, like I said before. Really nice wheel, nice bolsters here at 10 and 2. As far as the controls, you have voice command, volume, the digital gauge display right there, back button, phone button, and then off to the side here. This is fast forward and rewind, and then you have your controls for your lane keep assist and your adaptive cruise control. Steering wheel is also heated, 2-stage heated, high and low. Love that. Here just above the steering wheel is a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. Tons of customization options. So in the middle, you can toggle through a whole bunch of different things you want it to show. You can bring up your settings, any warning messages, you can keep it blank if you want, your driving support, your adaptive cruise control. You can bring up the map from the native navigation system. When you go off to the left side here, you can have your audio info, you can keep it blank, show your fuel economy, your eco score, your EV driving ratio, your navigation. Then on the right side, you can have some of that same stuff. Also drive info, your trip computer, energy monitor, all-wheel drive system, your fuel economy, and yeah, that's a lot of great customization options there. You have your digital speedometer in the middle. Off to the left side, this is a hybrid, so we don't get a tachometer. Instead, we get a power gauge. And then off to the right side, it still shows you like an analog style speedometer in addition to the digital one there in the middle. And whatever you have there in the middle, like the map, if you want to make it full screen, you can do that, and then your gauges go away. You still have your digital speedometer there up at the top. This Nightshade trim level does not come with a head-up display. For the 2025 model year, you get a head-up display on the Toyota Crown Platinum. That's one step up from this. For 2024, the Toyota Crown didn't offer a head-up display at all, not even on the Platinum. So the head-up display is new for 2025, but that is only on the Platinum. And now here in the center, we have a 12.3-inch infotainment touchscreen. Toyota has really streamlined their infotainment software. Instead of having like a traditional home screen, everything you need to access is just right here on the left side. So you can bring up your settings, then all the different stuff for the vehicle, climate, comfort, trip information, energy flow, vehicle alert, all your phone, all your audio, the built-in navigation system, and then your wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. As you can see here off to the side, this is equipped with an 11-speaker JBL audio system, so let's take a listen. So I'm not a huge fan of the audio system. I go more in depth about it in my test drive video, which I will have linked on the screen at the end of this video. Let's take a look at the camera system, throw it in reverse. This only has a backup camera. We do not have a 360 on this one, but you do get distance markers and trajectory lines, so that's good. And resolution is okay, but not great. One thing I do really like is the climate controls, the way everything is a physical button all right there. Your heated and ventilated seats there. And I love how you don't have to go into the screen to access any of the AC functions. They're all right there. All right, as far as connectivity goes, we have 2 USB-C ports here in the front and a wireless charger. This is an upright standing wireless charger, and then it's got these little clips here that kind of hold the phone in place. I don't know how those clips there are gonna hold up long term, but I'm not a huge fan of this style of wireless charger. It does work well, so that is good, because not every car has a charger that works well, but I do prefer one where the phone just lays flat. You get 2 cup holders, and then there's a little divider here in the middle. There's a little small storage compartment there. Heading into the center console, it opens up from the side, from both sides. Also very Lexus-like. All right, looking inside, it's lined with felt, which is nice. You do get a little tray there. I guess you can put spare change or whatever else you have. It's a good size center console, and as you can see in there, another USB-C port and a 12-volt outlet. And here is what I think is the biggest weakness of the interior, the inside of that glove box. That is one small glove box. I mean, just the documentation in there alone already takes up like the whole thing. So I think they could have done better with that. And now up above, this is the fixed glass panoramic roof. So unfortunately, this does not open. I personally love driving in the nice weather with my sunroof open, so I don't know. For me, personally, I realize that this might not be important to everyone, but this might be a deal breaker for me if I wanted this car. Because otherwise, I really love this car, but I think this would be the reason I don't buy it. Again, personal opinion, I think it would have been better if they just put a standard size sunroof that could open instead of this fixed panoramic, but I guess that's just me. So now I'm in the back seat right behind where I'd have the driver's seat adjusted for myself at 6 feet tall. As you can see, I have plenty of room to spare, probably a good 4 inches of leg room, plenty of foot room. I can spread my legs a bit more. We have a pocket behind each seat, which I like to see. A lot of times it's just one. The leather goes all the way around the back of the seat. There's no hard plastic or anything on the back of the seat. Happy to report they did not cheap out in the back. We still have a fully soft touch upper, and then the leatherette or leather here and on the armrest. The 2 outer seats in the back are also heated. Just one stage heated seat. Down in the center, more of that trim. We get 2 air vents and 2 USB-C ports. Let's check out the armrest. Flip that up. We have our 2 cup holders, and it is extremely soft. I could honestly use that as a pillow if I'm riding back here. The one negative in the back seat is that headroom is not great. You can see here this kind of hump right here. I guess that's where the screen for the moonroof kind of slides and folds up into. This protrusion right here certainly interferes with the headroom. It's already not a great shape for headroom because it is kind of like this sloping roofline to give it that almost coupe SUV-like appearance. And then that added with this part here that the screen slides into definitely interferes with the headroom. So like my head is touching this, so it's not a great amount of room for the rear passengers. MSRP of this 2025 Toyota Crown Nightshade is $50,344. Big thank you to Toyota for sending me this Crown to keep for an entire week so that I could really get familiar with it and give you guys the most thorough review possible. Let me know your thoughts on the Toyota Crown Nightshade down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please share with a friend and subscribe. It'll really help the channel grow. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. Let me know down in the comments what other vehicles you want to see on the channel next, and be sure to follow @Optical Automotive on TikTok and Instagram, and check out the page on Facebook. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.